Hi, Danville. Alan Shields here, Chief of Police for the town, and we're 10-8 and in service, which means we're here to make people's lives better. And we do that by safeguarding the lives, rights, and property of the people we serve. This is a live show. Everyone that's joining us live, thank you for joining us live. Those watching afterwards, we really appreciate you jumping in. If this is content you like, make sure you hit the like button or the thumbs up on Facebook and subscribe and click the bell for notifications on YouTube. But if you have a question, make sure you just ask it right in the chat. Or if you have something that you want people to know, throw that in the chat as well. We're going to talk about crime, how little there was, and our traffic. And then we'll go over the arrest logs later as well. And then I'm going to actually show you a picture it's a screen grab from one of the thefts and ask for your help. So as usual, we want you to download these. We want you to download the Wildfire Preparedness Guide, the FEMA Guide. Those are the two guides for those disasters that happen. The Community Warning System, you need to sign up for that. That's how you're going to get notifications. And then also make sure you check out the PG&E website, and that's a good way to stay informed. But we have a couple of opportunities. We have two really good opportunities coming up where you can come join us in person. And the first one is Coffee with the Cops. Many of you have come to those. And that's going to be tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 9. We're going to be at the Starbucks down at Rose Garden. And that's at 730 Camino Ramon, Danville. So we will be right down there. So if you want to see me and, some of our staff and, of course, Lindsay, our outreach coordinator that makes all of these things happen, come join us down there. We'd be happy to see you. The other thing, though, and this is something we have not done since the pandemic. This is something we have not done since 2019, is we're going to host our open house again. So if you haven't seen the police department or you want to see it again, or you want to see some of the cool equipment we're bringing out, come down. This is going to be this Saturday, the 28th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's actually a really, really good open house. So this is going to be where we'll have we call it the MCV. It's the Sheriff's Mobile Command Vehicle. It's the big vehicle where we roll it out for 4th of July. Let me turn this radio down. We roll it out for the 4th of July. If there's a disaster or a major incident, you'll see that come out. And that's where we will centralize command for large operations. You'll get to see the inside of that. We'll have cop cars out there. We'll have a motorcycle out there. And we're going to have some emergency preparedness stations out there. But we're also going to have some scenarios. So if you want to know what it's like to be a cop, we're actually going to have a car stop set up so you can be the police officer. And you can see what it's like to be on the other end of that car stop. The other is we'll actually have a use of force scenario. And this is something that we do in our citizens academies. And what we do is we have a very, very controlled environment. So it's very safe for you. And we'll have you interact with someone that may be in some form of crisis. And so you can get a real life feel for what that's like. It's a very good experience. I'm going to put it back up. So this is going to be coming up on the 28th. So it's this Saturday from 10 to 2. The other thing that we'll have is we'll have the static displays, but every hour on the half hour. So at 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and 1:30, we're going to have a display. So we'll have an interactive display. Well, maybe not quite so interactive because one of them is a canine, and I don't think anybody wants to interact with that. But we'll have a canine demonstration, and we'll have a drone demonstration so you can see what the drone does. In fact, we were just using one today looking for someone that was missing. And so they get used all the time. They're very useful tools that we have. And this is a chance for you to kind of take a look at what it is that we have. It's a good chance to actually meet all of the people here that provide service and get a feel for what it is that we do. So it's a good chance, and like Lou notes in the comments, it is in person, so that is perfect. All right, we're going to cover some crime. CommunityCrimeMap.com. This is where you can go. You can download all this information. We upload to that site several times a day. You can also set a notification for yourself so that you can go and get alerts for crime when it happens in your neighborhood. You can also get sexual offender registry information there as well. Okay, this is pretty light. September 16 through 22. This is our collisions. So on the 18th, we had a juvenile. I think he was 14 years old. He was driving one of the electric scooters, and he was struck by a vehicle on Diablo near front. Now, there's a couple things I want to point out on this. One, he's 14, so he shouldn't have been on the scooter. That doesn't necessarily mean he was at fault for the collision. In this case, and the report's not final, but I don't believe he was at fault for the collision. But there was something else that happened here, and this is an important lesson for everyone. The person that hit him, well-meaning person, very good person. So I don't want this to be put in the wrong light. I think this is a mistake that really all of us could make. The person had collided with the child on the scooter. The child gets up, kind of dusts themselves off. They ask if they're okay, and they go on their way. Well, that is technically a collision. And because it is a collision, two vehicles collided, or a vehicle collided into an object, either way, they have to exchange information. The child did have a complaint of pain, so there's clearly a collision. It meets the definition. They have to exchange. So in this particular case, the driver of the car left. Well, didn't flee. It wasn't like that, but left. And so we had to use our license plate camera system to get the plate, track down the driver, and find out where they were. Luckily, we were able to find the driver, and they exchanged information. So the 2 points on this one is, please, we've been beating this drum for like 18 months. Please don't let your kids drive those scooters. They're not lawful for them to be out on the road. You have to be at least 15 and a half with either a permit or a driver's license in order to drive those scooters. You can't drive them in the roadway. Got to be wearing a helmet. Can't ride more than one person. All those rules apply. But if you have a middle schooler or an elementary schooler, they shouldn't be on those scooters. So please don't have them on there. And if you're involved in a collision, always wait. Always check on the person. Make sure that they're okay. And make sure you exchange information. If you need any help with that, we're more than happy to come out. We don't write every single accident. We usually write the ones where there's an injury, a dispute over the cause, or a fatality, or a crime associated with it, like hit and run or driving under the influence. But if it's a simple fender bender, we still would like, and we're happy to come out and help you exchange information. So when in doubt, call us out. We'll come help out. All right, crime. This is not great, but it's not bad. We had 3 total thefts. We had a theft of wine from Bevmo on Diablo Road on the 19th, and that was at 8 p.m. On the 20th, we had theft from liquor, and this was at the Safeway store on Camino Tasajara. This was early in the morning. It was at 12:21. We got the report later on in the day. The loss prevention, and I'll tell you, the loss prevention at Safeway, Costco, and a lot of our stores are awesome. The loss prevention at Safeway was able to help us to identify the person. So the suspect is identified. Because it was late reported, we were not able to arrest the person on site, and so we will continue to investigate that case. On the 22nd, there was a theft of tools, and this was from a locked van that was parked on Marquez Court, and that was on at about 11:40 per the video, and I'll have you take a look at the picture here. You can see that was the van right there. The smaller car, which we were able to track back to a plate using our automated license plate reader system, is in front, and that is our suspect right there. So this kind of shows you the power of actually having some of that surveillance yourself. So if you have a neighborhood surveillance camera, or maybe just a camera on your house that points out your driveway, just by giving us the vehicle description, our detectives can track it back using our automated license plate camera system, and at least it gives us a plate. It gives us something to go on. It doesn't necessarily, it's not a slam dunk. It doesn't mean that we can solve the case, but if we have nothing, there's no video, there's no witness, there really isn't anything to go on, which is why thefts traditionally are solved at about anywhere from 12 to about 17% nationally. It's the hardest crime to solve because typically there's no witnesses. Thankfully, all of you do a great job of providing us with some video, and so we're actually able to end up closing and solving much more than you would see nationally. So kudos to the owner and the neighbors there for having that. All right. Again, if you have any questions, I'm watching both Facebook and YouTube. More than happy to answer any questions or share any information that you have. We're going to move on to the arrest log right now, September 16th through the 22nd. And I put a key up there. I just want to remind everybody that DUI, when we say that, it means driving under the influence, and that could be drugs or alcohol. Jailed means we booked the person at the Martinez Detention Facility. Cited means we issued him a citation and released him. And ALPR stands for our automated license plate reader system. On the 18th, a man was arrested for trespassing, and this is after he returned to a private parking lot after being told to leave. He was issued a citation, and I want to cover what is a trespass. Sometimes people think simply by being on someone else's property, they're trespassing. That's not true. There's a lot of different types of trespassing codes. In this case, he was on the private parking lot. He'd already been told to leave, and then if he came back, he would be arrested. And later he did come back, and so our officers went out, arrested him, and then issued him a citation. So that's that. So there's more to it. It's not simply being somewhere. It's not a mistake. It's not something as simple as that. The person knew they were not supposed to be there. They were told not to come back, and they returned. On the 21st, a woman was jailed for DUI, and this is after she crashed her car into a tree on Blackhawk Road and Maplewood Drive. On the 22nd, we arrested a woman, and this is an interesting case because this is for an outstanding warrant. This was our warrant, a Danville PD warrant, from a 9/14, a September 14th case, so a week and a half ago, where it was she was involved in a stolen vehicle. So our detectives, our officers were warrant for arrest. And what happened was we knew one of the vehicles that she might be driving. So we entered that into our automated license plate camera system. She came into town in that car. Our officer was able to identify her in the car. They made the stop and they arrested her and booked her in jail. So a lot of times we talk about how the license plate readers help us solve crimes, but it potentially also helps us prevent the next crime, because if we know the motivated offender, we talked about the crime triangle last week, motivated offender, site. So that is, this could be the town, the whole town, right? Or it could just be your home. And then it's target. Target is your property, your car, you in some cases of violent crimes. This is a good example of how, in the middle of the night, this person is coming into town. They're a known thief. They've got a warrant for their arrest. They're driving a car. We knew they were driving when they committed a previous theft. Our license plate camera system alerted our officers. Our officers were able to go there. Now, you can't say what's in someone's mind, but it would seem to be that the person was probably here with some intent to commit another crime, and our officers, using the license plate camera system, were able to stop her before she committed another crime. So kudos to our officers for being very diligent and doing a good job, but also kudos to all of you for being supportive of a system that works with everything else we have to make sure that we're keeping Danville safe. All right. So Vivian says, how cool, canine and drone demo. And I will tell you, don't miss those. So Vivian, if you're joining us, for others, if you're joining us late, what Vivian is talking about is our open house. So I mentioned we're going to have a canine demo, 2, actually. We'll do them every half hour on the hour. So we'll do them at 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and 1:30. So it'll be a canine demo, a drone demo, a canine demo, and a drone demo. So you'll get plenty of opportunity to see the demo of those resources. A lot of fun, really enlightening, and you'll get a really good explanation for how we use them. You'll also get to meet the people here that provide service. So it's a great opportunity. One thing I didn't mention at the top of the show is we're giving out free hot dogs and popcorn. So come down. We feel, we preach all the time. And we say, if you want to start a neighborhood watch, if you want to get people to come to your neighborhood watch and so they can engage and learn about what's going on in the neighborhood, the only thing that we advise to do is to bring some food. So we have to at least follow our own advice. And if we're going to ask you to come out so you can get crime safety tips, meet the people that are providing support to all of you, and take a look at the equipment, then we've got to show up with some food. So come down, enjoy a hot dog, some popcorn, a water, and check it out. But we'll be out here on the 28th. That's this Saturday from 10 to 2. And come join us and meet the officers that keep this community safe all the time. If that's a little too far out for you, tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we'll be at the Rose Garden Starbucks. There'll be several of us out there. It's a good chance to ask questions and meet with the officers that serve the community. It's a good opportunity to see what's going on in the community as well. All right. Make sure you download the Wildfire Preparedness and Evacuation Guide, the FEMA All Hazards Guide. Make sure you sign up for Community Warning System and visit the PG&E website. Good information there. Here's a reminder, though. Even if you don't sign up for that Community Warning System, it is a very robust system. What we can do is we drop a pin, which means just a geographical location marker on a map, and we'll say notify every cell phone in a certain area. So it'll go out whether you've signed up or not. Our request is sign up. That way you can tailor how you get alerts. You can get them via a text message, a landline in your phone at home. You can get them via email. So you can really tailor how you get them. You can have multiple locations. You can have multiple phones. So if you want to sign up your home location in Danville, your work location in Walnut Creek, you can take care of all that. All right. That is all I have. I don't see any. Lou Plummer says food. That's right on mark. I know I'm going to be eating hot dogs. So come join us. Enjoy a hot dog with us. We are 10-10 for the night, but we're always 10-8 in service to all of you. Have a good night, Danville.